Hi, if you like this content, please hit the like button and subscribe. Brent Ritsuno here. Today I wanted to talk about the importance of channeling our negative emotions like anger, frustration, disappointment, and sadness and things of the nature. Because if we don't, in a sense, manipulate these emotions, they will actually put us down in really in a depths of misery in our life. For me, it's like I didn't quite know how to control these type of emotions when I was a kid, and, because of that situation, I overreact a lot of things, and instead of really thinking, I my emotion just went kind of took charge. And when I did that, what happened is like my relationship with friends really suffered. It's just the many years of friendship all of a sudden ended with some really small matters when I just look back. Or as I grow older, in let's say university or that the work situation, instead of working out the differences or more have a rational conversation to go towards the one directions, having these emotions cannot controlled, the friendship just parted away. And many problems that I had when I really look back were done by unable to control these negative emotions. And there is a guy who I heard the story that went to prison for the murder just because some of his friends didn't pay back like $5 bet that he won. I mean, if you really think about this irrationality that we actually do, if we cannot control this, the extreme case, we just completely either ruin some life or derail our course of our success. For me, even when I was 20s, early 30s, it's very difficult to control my emotion. And one day I realized, yeah, it's like when you're driving your car, you get road rage. And one day I realized, why am I risking myself with somebody honking, right? I think I have serious kind of problem with this. And then when I look back, I'm always feels something was not optimized. And then when it comes to the root of the causes, I wasn't be able to really channel these emotions well. So that when I need to really think, I couldn't think. And so I started reading a book by the Roy Baumeister, written Evil, and from there I kind of start researching, and yeah, without, I mean, like a lot of evil or like bad things in this society or your human life happens from like a small thing that you can control, like a little emotions here and there. We are not being able to channel correctly, and it just blows up one day. So so we I really recognize this importance, and then once I get to this like a more like it's like a practice, any other practice, like the more I was able to master the control of the emotion, the life gets a lot easier. I could make a better friendship. I can discern the things and better and so on. So first, like a difficulty that we have to like watch out, like is this to get into this kind of understanding is first, like in this life, whatever happens, like major things, like things not going well, relationships not going well, your health is not going well, or your like venture not going well, or like your money problems not going well. All these problems are generally self-made, and this is quite a difficult to accept, just because we tends to, as a human being, blame others, because we were the most precious ones, right? Like ourselves. But then this is the truth. The truth being that like we're like, just imagine like we're all connected. Like let's say we're kind of like a spider. It's like we're living on this kind of really sticky surface, and then when somebody reacted, or if you move, like those webs kind of move, right? But then if you can control these things, like your emotion, that the motion gets really, really high, and you stumbles. And when you stumble, you get caught up in this kind of sticky mess. And then sometimes you get, tangled up in those webs, just because you couldn't really hold still, not being able to control the emotion. You get really, being just because you can't really move anymore, like, and if somebody can, like some other spider can actually eat you, like somebody can hurt you and things of the nature. But as long as you're healthy, like doing the maneuvering really well on this web as a spider, you can fend off all the most of the advance, like bad influence, or somebody trying to up you or try to hurt you, or any of that things, using your rationality and the strength. So yeah, and another important thing we have to realize is, okay, when we are in a high emotional state, especially like any sort of like anger or sadness or whatever, we can't really think straight. And then that's a serious problem, because like, a lot of opponents actually, or somebody like who are shrewd or cutthroat, or just anything, right? Like even app, they'll take advantage of this emotional states that we can't really think clearly. So we tend to do some really dumb thing, right? When the emotion is high. It's yeah, it's like emotion is really like like motivates us. It is the engine. It's like let's say we're our life is like sitting on the boat, and they try to go somewhere, right? And the emotion just kind of like the wave of the ocean or current. And if we cannot control that current, or how to channel, and then using the like those sails and kind of maneuver, what's going to happen is we're going to just take it in. And we're supposed to go to that, let's say just straight ahead, but then we're just kind of being tipped over or going to some other direction that you really don't want to go. Or yeah, or of course like capsize or things of the nature, right? So we really need to, before we make any decisions, like especially the big ones, or even the small ones, right? Like small ones kind of adds up. We really need to calm down. That's easier said than done, right? But the thing is that you can actually learn this type of techniques. Let's say if you get really, really mad about somebody, right? Don't react right away, but write down, like email, whatever, like journal, whatever. Just write down and see, and then just let it out, and wait a day or two. If you want to send that things to somebody else or tell that to somebody else, and generally speaking, the most of the time you'll thank God that you just didn't send that mail. It might break that good relationship or bridge. And so controlling emotion, and another thing is like a small insult and stuff like that, right? I mean, you might want to kind of react, but then at the end of the day, you show the strengths of control by not reacting. So, in a sense, you're okay to let people make fun of you or look down on you because you are above it. Their opinions, their criticism, whatever, doesn't really matter because you have that self control. And then this is really critical because if you are responding to like small things, like really small, like how people look at you or how people tones and things of that nature. Okay, if it's kind of getting too rude, then you gotta, and if necessary, you gotta say. But then a lot of times you can just, avoid that person or just, kind of self-deprecating way that, saying like, yeah, kind of go along with it or just laugh it off. That really shows the strength because if you keep responding to these small things, then your life is basically being controlled by external force. That's the last thing you want to do because you are the captain of the boat, right, in your life, and then you are not in charge. And those becomes not being able to do so is the evidence that you are not, and that your life is not going any direction, in the right direction, because no, you are not in charge. That means nobody's in charge on your boat. So control that, and then think of not responding in a negative manner is your strength. And even you control the emotion in life, throw at you many type of obstacles, right? Like the walls, and this is natural. But then the more you control your emotion, like negative emotion, whatever they are actually gives you some kind of pain or whatever, right? Or power. I mean, pain can be like, to avoid that pain, you have to motivate it, right? Use it. Everything, not reacting to like attack somebody or any of that things, but to use it to improve yourself, make something better, right? And then that's how you actually navigate all these obstacles and walls and things to go where you are aiming to go. Otherwise, you're gonna just keep hitting, right? Each time you hit the wall, you react in a bad way, and then you get what's gonna happen is the risk of burnout, right? So it's if you are keep doing this, the reaction, like reacting to like little things here and there, and then you get pumped up. I mean, pumped up is okay, but then it have to be a temporary solution to motivate you to forward, right? If you do this like all the time, you're gonna get eventually exhausted. So when you have energy, make sure to use by controlling, use your rationality. That's critical. Really think things through. Have a strategy, be prepared, and have reason. Know why you're doing this, and possibly write it down, and then systemize it so you don't have to repeat the same thing. If you forgot about it, everybody forgets things, right? Then just look it up, what you wrote, that type of things. Make it easier so that you're not going to get burned out next time. Because if you do all this preparation, then the next time you do it, it's going to get easier and easier, and so forth. And yeah, also the life depending on emotion. I mean, emotion is critical to enjoy life and all that, right? Like as I said, it's a force. It's a strong force that you have to actually utilize. But in the long run, what makes difference is how you're gonna channel it. Like let's say passion. Passion is a great. It's a positive emotion, and but the passion itself really doesn't get you anywhere unless you combine that with like the rationality and the planning and the preparation and all things combined. So just like that, once you know how to figure out the how to channel this like negative emotion, like this like a really strong current of emotion, then you have to really have a strategy. Okay, just because I'm angry, all right, and I have a lot of power to do something, don't let it be the one-time wonder. What I'm trying to say, like you might be able to do really, really clever. Otherwise, you wouldn't do, because the anger is a great motivator. Like if you're a little shy, or if you're not assertive, when you should be assertive, use that and to push yourself and to push others a little bit. If when somebody's like really come at you, you gotta you okay. So this is another important thing. It's the focus is not like people you gotta push or like a pull. The point is like you want to focus your all this like energy. If you get angry, you want it to get win-win situation. You don't let somebody win and over you losing. So the anger should go towards, okay, you're winning, and then I should win as well. And that's a great thing, right? I mean, that's how the world should be. In a sense, everybody wins, and then the world has enough resources to be so. So focus on that win-win situation at the end. Be creative about the solution. Now, sometimes like these negative emotion is stem from like a lingering insecurity, right? Like probably like a childhood trauma, or somebody didn't treat you, or like your parents didn't, show enough love, or some are absent, and things of that nature. This kind of emotion is quite, it's not uncommon. But then the important thing is not let those emotions dictate your progress, right? Let's say you're in a boat, and then your ocean is never really that calm. It's like always kind of moving left and right, because these are very lingering emotion. But they use those as more of the positive thing, right? Like since you're instead of people who come from very stable family, your ocean is more chaotic. But then because of the chaos, it contains more energy. So use that energy to propel farther. And then people actually use that hardship, wherever they came from, can go a lot more than people actually just stay in the grew up from the calm environment. But the always difficulty is people who grow up in this kind of things does not really learn the control mechanism of the emotion, because they never really taught, or how to control the emotion, or they don't have really the tools being taught to think in a rational way. So just to understand what's missing in you, if you're pretty emotional stable, and then things are not going well, what you need is more like a strategy, rationality, and so forth. But then if you have a strategy and rationality pretty set up well, but they're not going well, probably your problem is emotional control. And yeah, another important thing is that this type of negative emotion, if you're not navigating well, this creates things called like a negative mindset. Like you always kind of feel like you're less than what you can actually do. And this mindset is extremely destructive in your life. It's like a competing with other, in a race, right? If you think you're gonna lose, or if you don't feel like it, even before the game starts, you're gonna lose. So if you're in that type of situation, like a negative state, negative mindset, right? Just believe, really. At the end of the day, it's just the believe that you're good enough. And then why this works is actually you're good enough. You have everything necessary to succeed. It's just how to gain all this knowledge and the control mechanism. And this is something you can learn. And we are all equipped to do so. So instead of having this negative mindset, have this strong positive mindset. Just switch. And then, of course, your habit maybe that you always are pessimist kind of way, but then always think in a positive manner. This is a training, and then you can actually adapt. You don't need to like feel like every day is a paradise. That's insane. But then what I'm trying to say is like take all this like a little bit of like uncomfortableness or unsettling feeling. Take that as a normal course of like living, okay? And but then despite that, it's really important. Just despite any sort of the negative feel or circumstance anything, you have a positive mind by controlling your emotion. You don't let this negative emotion to control your life. Okay, rather you channel those to make your life a lot better, and then you can do it. And if you do this, what's gonna happen, or immediately your relationship with somebody will be better, and you have more sense of direction to where you need to go, and this one you really have to actually think about it, and actually have to not just think, but you got to keep doing it, like a practice, experiment, and then you would know. Okay, don't just kind of wandering around and then say, hey, I wanted to do this, but I'm not sure I can, or that's just a negative thought. If you think something's good, you got to experiment, small thing at a time, and then mistakes and all that stuff is a negative like kind of feel, right? But that's the important thing. I mean, negative feeling is just another way to motivate you to do more. Try again. So how you handle the negative emotion is crucial. Otherwise, nothing's gonna work, because to succeed, you're gonna go through all these negative emotions, and then you cannot not afford to be able to manipulate your emotion or channel your emotion to put yourself into the better position for each time you make a mistake. Hi, thank you for watching. Please write down your idea in the comment section below to help each other. And if you found this video helpful, please subscribe and hit bell button to be notified a new video. See you next time.